Banshee's Legacy, Chapter 1. The Shadow of the Dullahan. When Aoife gripped the steering wheel, the scar on her left arm throbbed. Condensation thickened on the windshield. The morning rain of Cork kept falling. The wipers clattered back and forth. In the mirror, Aoife met her own blue eyes. Her red hair was tied into a messy bun. It hung damp at the nape of her neck, like old trench lines. She grabbed the thermos beside the seat. The sharpshooter's callus on her hand made her grip the metal tighter. The rust stain on the cap reminded her of her military days. She drank the peppered coffee in one gulp. The chili residue in the thermos brought back nights of frozen watch duty on Mount Kabyle. With her left hand on the wheel, she wiped fog from the window. She tried to clear a view through the gloom ahead. The rain fought against the wipers. Aoife stayed silent during the 2.5-hour drive from Cork to Dublin. As soon as she saw the River Liffey, a suffocating sensation hit her. The Banshee's scream surged into her mind. She quickly rolled up the window. By the time she reached Dublin, the cobblestones of Temple Bar glistened with moisture. The wet streets reflected the orange glow of the pubs. The colorful doors looked like ghostly portals through the mist. Aoife parked the Ford at the corner. On the back seat lay knotted ropes, a blanket, a worn-out map, and dried herbs. When she stepped into the Brazen Head pub, the ancient stones smelled of damp history. They whispered through the ages. Aoife shook the water from her jacket and sat at the bar. She met the bartender's suspicious stare without flinching. "I'm here for Dr. Liam Byrne," she said. The bartender raised an eyebrow. He cleaned the foam from a pint of beer. "That Egypt woke the headless devil," he muttered. Then he lowered his voice. "When they found the body, it had no head." Just like the legend, Aoife's left arm cramped with a sudden jolt. Just like when her father had died. The bartender handed her a folded note. Liam had left it on the table before he died. Aoife unfolded the paper. "You can't catch the shadow without gold. The O'Brian bloodline is being watched." The Irish gold coin her father had left her suddenly trembled in her pocket. Her hand froze as she touched the knotted triangle, the O'Brian symbol carved on its surface. The scar on her left arm throbbed again. Aoife stepped out of the pub. The sharp scent of a rotting apple drifted through the street. It made her shiver. She knew. Dullahan was near. Beneath the rising lights of Temple Bar, the halfpenny bridge was covered in shadows, and one shadow stood motionless beyond the stone railings. In its hand, a whip made of human spine shimmered faintly in the dim light. The shadow moved suddenly. Aoife took a step back. Her fingers were already reaching for the silver rope at her belt. The mist parted for a brief moment. From beyond the railings, the nightmare emerged. Dullahan. He had no head. The ghostly light said to rise from between his shoulders was absent. But each step of the horse gave off a pale spectral glow. The whip, made of human spine, cracked through the night. It sliced the air like a blade. Aoife muttered, "Feckin' Ghost Rider." The Dullahan spurred his horse. Like death itself, he glided into the street through the thinning fog. Aoife broke into a run. They turned into a side alley. The distance between them shrank. As she passed a trash dumpster, the pavement shattered. The horse's iron-shod hooves crushed the stones. Aoife spotted her pickup ahead. She sprinted toward it. Just as she reached the ford, the whip cracked. Vertebrae lashed metal. The hood tore open, sparks licking the sleeves of Aoife's parka. "Another feckin' metal fight!" she yelled. She bolted toward the bridge. The halfpenny bridge loomed through the mist. The Dullahan was close behind. Aoife sprinted onto the bridge. The moment she saw the river beyond the iron railings, a tremor ran through her. The rush of water collided with the Banshee's scream in her mind. A section of railing shattered. She slipped, barely keeping herself from plunging into the river. Cold vapor slapped her face. She relived the moment. The Banshee had tried to drag her under. Behind her, the whip hissed again. It melted part of the railing. Aoife pulled from her pocket the Irish gold coin her father had left her. She held it high and shouted, "Take the feckin' money, Shadow Man!" The coin struck the Dullahan. It burst in a flash of light. Steam rose from where the rider stood. His body quivered. And for the first time, a head flickered into view, pale, red-haired, weeping. Aoife stepped back. Just like in my mother's story. She yanked out the silver rope. With a swift throw, she hurled it forward. It coiled around the Dullahan's head. His body convulsed violently. The whip fell from his hand. "So being headless doesn't make you blind after all," Aoife whispered. Green smoke began to rise from the Dullahan's slowly evaporating form. It carried the stench of rotten apple. The foul scent blended into Dublin's fog. The silence on the bridge deepened, laced with that decaying sweetness. It grew even more unsettling. Looping the rope around his fleeting head had stopped him. But destroyed him? Number. Aoife knew this was only the beginning. Gripping the rope's end tight, she approached the dissolving body. The smoke still swirled, green, bleak. It seeped into her thoughts. The fog did not lift. It rolled toward her. She paused. The pendant at her throat pulsed. The scar on her left arm throbbed like a drum heralding Balor's awakening. Her fingers brushed the empty coin pouch in her pocket. She froze. Her father's coin, striking the Dullahan, had opened some kind of door. Then she saw it. From the green smoke rose a silhouette, shapeless, its edges rippling, a mass of living darkness. Aoife narrowed her eyes. She tried to focus on the thing within the mist. At its core, a blurred eye. Balor. Balor's single eye was closed. But Aoife instinctively knew he was unbeatable, even in this state. She pulled from her pocket the remaining length of the silver rope, the rope she had used to hunt the Banshee. She laid it on the stone floor of the bridge. The moment the silver touched the stone, it flared with light. The mist pulled back for an instant. Balor's shadowy silhouette rippled, and a whisper swept over Dublin. "You are not strong enough, little hunter." Then everything scattered. The green smoke swirling from the vapor drifted toward Aoife. It carried the stench of rotten apple. It wrapped itself around her pendant. The chain trembled violently. A jolt burst through her left arm, like an electric shock. Aoife fell to her knees, holding her breath. The mists of Dublin now carried the footsteps of Balor's awakening. Thanks for watching Cairo Tales. Like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves dark stories. New chapters every week.